Right, let's have a discussion. Um, the activity we thought was mostly conjecture and um, mostly just threats have um, have now come to fruition. They've now come to action, and I think we've all voiced our opinions about where we wanted this to go. I mean, the people in the drone community, um, we put our ideals, our experiences, our I guess you could also say we put our concerns together. Things that maybe as Americans we worry about as well. But to block imports, um, in a way, it brings home the seriousness that is being placed upon this issue. Basically, a loophole that always existed could have been used for a long period of time. Has finally been used, and now it put DJI on the defensive. So the one thing that sucks is there are people that have products that are sitting in shipment right now that are not going to receive them. They're going to be sitting there in customs, and they're not going to receive them. So I guess the option for DJI is um to refund money, I guess. I don't know. Unless you're getting something, as um a just a product of demonstration. Um, this is the official word. Now, I appreciate you, drone guy. I mean, this is pretty easy information to find. And then I want to look at DJI's response, and I'm sure this is all. There are other channels saying this. I just want to make sure people that will follow my channel get the same information. But they're basically using a government works at the speed of a snail, okay, at many times, and then they just out of the blue many times they just come up with um they come up with things to leverage. And basically this is a leveraging tool. They're using a uh I know we can get into that, but I'm just going to stick to drones. We only block the stuff we want to block. Is for definitely for sure. It's kind of amazing, right? We can immediately put the screws on something, but we can say we can't in other with other things. But this is the official wording. I just Gemini this. Pretty simple. I just use what a Gemini, which will bring up the most recent information. So its primary reason for so I asked Gemini, I said, why are imports of DJI Air 3Ss blocked by U.S. Customs? Okay. And it says, the primary reason for U.S. Customs blocking imports, this is based upon law. It's not based upon intent. Okay. Is due to concerns over potential forced labor involvement in its manufacturing process. Now, there's forced labor in manufacturing all over the place, and for you to decide what is actually being constructed with technical labor or forced labor, you can't tell me that there aren't, like, battery components that are out in the desert somewhere getting put together that come to a factory in Xinjiang or Shenzhen or wherever it's going to happen. um, it says specifically the U.S. government has cited the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act, the UFLPA. Do we need an acronym? As a reason for the hold. The act prohibits the importation of goods produced wholly or in part by forced labor, particularly in the Xinjiang region of China. Okay, so you can go to the Uyghur Forced Labor Protection Act and U.S. Customs and Border. So this, let's see, I'm actually gonna click on this, and we're gonna, um, it directs forced labor and enforcement task force to develop strategy for supporting enforcement and prohibition of importation of goods into the United States, manufactured wholly or in part. How can you determine what is whole and what is in part? Anyways, what it gets down to is there's a lot of guys that bought drones or that may be buying drones that might not be receiving them through the mail. For some reason, I'm just going to tell you right now, a little bird told me, and I actually put this out on X. A little bird told me not to buy this. And I'm not saying that I'm seeing into the future, but for some reason, I really refrain from purchasing as much as I want to fly this drone. And now, what makes me a little bit more skeptical? Well, there's probably ones in the hands of U.S. Sellers now, possibly, maybe not. I was using for this specific drone. I was going to use Best Buy. I was going to make sure that we had stock in the country, and then I would just purchase it as it came available. You can buy, an Air 3, which is, it's an Air 3, not an Air 3S. All right, this let's see. I want to definitely, you know, um, read some of these comments here. Secretary of, yeah, this is Alejandro Mayorkas. Isn't it amazing that he just decided that he has power now? He he just decided just recently, well, I couldn't do all this other stuff, it's the Congress has just got my hands, in a bind, I can't do anything. And for this reason, he decides that, oh, now he has power, or the customs can shut anything down they want at any time. Have you ever been through customs in the United States? Have you ever had your crap search? Have you ever been threatened that your car would be torn to little pieces and then they would put it on the side where you could reassemble it and then have them give you the worst tools ever to possibly do that? Been there. I've been there. And this was back in the good old days. Um, but yeah, if you can buy the 3S, and is anybody knows the 3S available in a store that you can purchase? That's in certain regions. I ordered multiple Neos on the 10th. Yeah, I had my Neo came early, so hey, Super Chud, how you doing? Hopefully, I wonder if that's the Super Chud I know. Um, Super Chud, you need an icon, man. If you are the Chudley of my knowledge. Waypoint New England, more craziness. Yeah, it just makes no sense. And we know from experience. Now let me just buzz over here over to my screen share just for a second, so I'm reading from some actual information. So this is the Uyghur Labor Protection Act. So all you have to do is prove that something is partially, okay, this is just protecting the Uyghurs. How about the people that China has manufacturing things in North Korea? That little area that's lit up really bright on the North Korean and Chinese border. Let's scroll down a little bit. That little area of industry where you can find yourself a North Korean person with hands and then just say you're going to give them an extra sandwich once a week, and then have them make your crap too. Let's see. This is 2022, 2021, where this was all put out. United States manufacturer. Okay, so effective June 21st, and it enforces the rebuttable presumption that goods mined, produced, or that's every battery. That's every single. Okay, this right here, this battery right here. Okay, this lava battery that just was shipped from here. I got stuff falling out. Get out there. Get off my keyboard. This this battery right here is for every intents and purposes, probably manufactured, I don't know, with some kind of forced labor, maybe in Africa, possibly, depending on where the rare earth minerals are coming from. Um, I mean, let's just not manufacture anything because I'm not saying that that's right. I'm not saying that we shouldn't protect people's civil or human rights, but it's amazing that we use human rights here and there once in a while, just when we feel like using it and we don't have like a consistent nature to those. Let's see. The problem with this action is that it is not being applied equally. Exactly. How do some get a product and some don't? What is it? Yeah. Um, I think I don't know. 3S is not available on Best Buy or Amazon here. Yeah, I have Amazon, and I looked at it, and I there was a purchase link, but if I were to use Amazon, I would just use DJI. I would just go right straight through them. It just makes it easier. So when they do have to do any kind of a of of a rebate or something, it's just easier to work directly with the company. Um, uh, yeah. So I'm. Is it me or do you miss my face? Chud, you don't miss my face. Come on. You're uh, Super Chud there. He's big into printing, 3D printing. I hear lately. I actually just print right before this stream. I threw together a new cap for one of my action cameras here. I just knocked this one out right here. You know, so to knock out a TPU camera cover is pretty easy. I also made a also a couple of things to mount a camera. So I'm gonna be putting a little action camera on my new drone, which is this one right here. This is the more contraband, I guess. This is a Beta FPV Pavo 35. So this is a 3.5 inch, and this thing will carry a full GoPro. So I'll probably put the Action 5 on here. I'll probably sacrifice the Action 4, but I'm more than likely just going to scavenge the air unit out of here. And actually right now I should just buy a new one because who knows when I'll be able to get a different one. But yeah, it's so that's its CBP roles and responsibilities: preventing the entry of products made with forced labor. So if and U.S. CBP leads the implementation and rebuttable presumption under. So will you think that this would start in California maybe and not in Florida? The the public enemy number one. You think that the Californians, with that higher than mighty yeah, ideals and that they would shut down the port of Los Angeles or San Diego or San Francisco, and then just stop all imports and just anything from China and just every drone. Okay, I guarantee you that the cheaper drones, the stuff that you're just letting buy, those drones have probably way more potential for forced labor because of their cost, their point of sale. Uh, yeah, definitely I'm definitely getting on in support of Ken Dono and him just sitting. I know he has an Air 3 that he uses. He probably doesn't. I don't think he's replaced that yet that he uses for his business. And then he's got all the other crap that's going on in Florida. And then let's just add one more thing to make his life more miserable. The great thing about Ken is that he's got a good temperament for this. He'll find a way. He's got really good tools already. He's got a nice studio. He's got really good camera equipment. And he probably always has a drone in his back pocket, that he can get or even get from somebody he knows. But you really to do aerial photography, if you can find a Mavic 3 somewhere, you're in good shape. If you could find a Mavic 2 Pro, somewhere, you could just use that, just, beware of your batteries at this point. Um, but yeah, so here, so this is the first piece right here, the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act. And then I went to navigating U.S. Customs here. This is from Viewpoints. He says, get the facts right here. All right. DJI does not this is DJI right here. This is what this is. U.S. Customs Workship has cited the Uyghur Force. Okay. It says, so this is the official DJI blog right here. So this is them. And this is what they're saying. They're saying, in contrast, DJI poses substantial evidence proving its compliance with U.S. regulations, including a UFLPA, and is working in to rebut. So they are going to prove that all their materials. You'd think that $1 billion company could literally earmark or tag every item that comes in their through their production, but it's all hearsay. Without actually an American team of investigation going in there and actually looking at the supply chain, could DJI um, really truly defend itself in this case. And then, of course, they could use all kinds of things. For example, they could say, well, if you look at the this American drone manufacturer and the batteries, that technology that they're using, that battery technology is not coming from uh, the Utah desert. It's not coming from the California desert. They're not getting all these rare earth minerals for American batteries for this American drone, supposedly with all American parts. That some of those rare earth minerals aren't coming from somewhere like Africa, where we know. I mean, crap. You want me to look up videos of people mining freaking different things in African open pit mines? So you know, who are we protecting? We protecting the Uyghurs? Are we protecting poor Africans? Who are we protecting? And I'm not trying to be, I'm not, um, I'm not saying that we shouldn't protect people, but like some of your comments, um, let's be consistent here. And we know for a fact that the United States, guys, I'm a U.S. history teacher. I've been teaching U.S. history for over 30 years. Okay, and I know for a fact, looking at American behavior from the beginning of our founding all the way through current day, that our behaviors have been at many times less than consistent. So not to say that we don't turn the direction of the will of the whole in the better good. Um, but like you're saying, what's frustrating is living in this morass of laws, which we need, by the way. We need good, solid laws. The problem is we don't have anybody going through just deciphering and decoding and getting rid of some things that really are unenforceable, or things that really just make things more complicated and really don't help anybody. So, but are we upset because our little drone world is being messed with? Absolutely, we are. So we are upset about our current condition when it comes to drone pilots and drone operating. I'm actually going to go out and have some fun here for the rest of the day. As soon as I get off the stream, I've got a couple of flights I want to do today. I've got a brand new bike that I haven't shot 1 inch of footage for, and I'm gonna go ride my bike. And yes, that bike has got a big freaking giant battery pack on it. Who knows where those battery cells came from? They're definitely Chinese cells. Um, I doubt they're South Korean or Japanese because of the price point. But let's see. So this is DJI's official rebuttal. So we need to hear it. I wanted to read it. I'm just going to read through just real quick. I know you guys can read too. So DJI does not manufacture anything in whole or in part. This is right there in Xinjiang. Okay, Xinjiang. probably that quicker. DJI has no manufacturing facilities in Xinjiang, nor do we source materials from the region. All of our manufacturing is based in Shenzhen, okay, where our company is headquartered, or Malaysia. Okay. All right, so there we go. Yes, I love my e-bike too. Hey James, I got the S8. So I'm gonna go out and do a video. It is a lot of fun. Gosh, it's dual motor, freaking fast, super powerful. But if, it's kind of like anything with a lot of power, difficult to control with that power. The balance is a little wonky. But yeah, she'll go up a hill with my big butt on it. Merchandise imported by entity. We're going to down to paragraph two. Merchandise imported by entities identified on the UFLPA entity list are subject to the UFLPA's restrictions. DJI is not listed as not a listed entity under the UFLPA. Well, I guess they are now. DJI complies with U.S. law and international labor and manufacturing standards. Well, let's go after Apple. Let's stop them making iPads and iPhones right now. The Joe's 65. Yeah, 65. Holy, James, you gotta freaking watch out, man. 65. I'm wearing a helmet today. I have not been wearing a helmet lately. But for what I'm gonna do today, I better. Let's see. DJI complies with US law and international labor. Our corporate social responsibility. I like how they use a CSR and a SDGs and all that crap. Hey, do we have to actually use three-letter acronyms, or do we have to use letters to justify whether something's official or not? Interesting, isn't it? Like I said, I'm not picking on this rebuttal. We're just reading it word for word. Still built around the United Nations. Oh, the United Nations, such a well-guided, absolute, just the United Nations of any international organization is completely on the level. There's nothing in the UN that happens without the proper the channels being addressed and people there act completely moral and responsibly. I understand no, because the UN was just designed for a platform of speaking and discourse. It is just because you put UN in there, it doesn't mean that the UN is is a complete force for good. Because holy crap, but it does have guiding principles in business and human rights, as well as OECD, due diligence guidance, whatever that is, for responsible business conduct. This framework reflects our commitment to responsible global practices. DJI supply chain undergoes rigorous due diligence audits, okay, by respected U.S. retailers. Oh, wow. So the U.S. retailer now is an official uh, determinant in American policy to determine whether something is been made morally, ethically, with the right green global commitments in mind. Their findings have consistently found that there is no evidence of forced labor within our supply chain. None. Zero. Come on. I'm not, believe me, there is some form of something in just about everything. I don't know if you can completely. You're basically saying every element of this battery was built for through the most ethical principles and practices. Not a single 12-year-old forced laborer or kid that was making below any kind of minimum wage standards or living in any minimum living standards did not get involved in any part of the manufacturing of that battery. How are you gonna prove that? Where I'm getting to is not that DJI should be, that it's very difficult to meet those standards, that basically it's a trap. Um, the UFLPA is a trap to fall into, and once you get into the trap, you have to prove yourself to get out of it. It's not a it's not something that was designed completely for you could say that the premise was for good, but if you fall into that hole, your goal as a company is to dig yourself out of it. I mean, quite literally, if I, started making um, blenders and I sourced my batteries from a place because I could save money, what am I going to do? Go into the manufacturing and the depths of, no, I want to sell blenders very quickly. Well, DJI is being set, they want to destroy DJI. James, there is an active effort by many people to destroy DJI. And oh man, ask Elon Musk what it's like to live in this regulatory climate and then get into the political climate that goes along with it, you know. Elon Musk is being attacked at every juncture. I'm not definitely putting Elon Musk on the same level of DJI. I'm not, because Elon Musk, I believe he operates at a totally different plane of existence. Plus, I think he does put commitment into sourcing of material and those kinds of things. Of course, the federal government is also has its hand in that, and they could pull rank on him at any time, which they do with the FAA, the regulatory, just allowing his flights. I mean, it's an absolute um, mess of different things that he has to go through. That's regulatory to get to those points. So DJI is actively working with the CBF to provide a necessary documentation demonstrating our compliance with the UFLPA. The evidence clearly supports DJI's compliance. While the claims of any violations are baseless and unfounded, we are confident that this issue will be resolved promptly if evaluated on its merits. In meantime, in the meantime, we remain committed to the U.S. market and will keep our partners and customers and wider public informed as the situation develops. So, uh, topics, get the facts. I don't. So that's their rebuttal. There's the Uyghur one. This is my Gemini. So navigating U.S. customs. This comes from Viewpoints, and then the cbp.gov is the other resource or reference from this query. So anyway, yeah, if you're looking for information, man, it's um, let's see, can I purchase uh, DJI Air 3? Let's see, Air 3S at any American retailer currently. Let's see what I get for that one and see what it gives me as available stocks or anything that I think it says as of October 2024, purchasing an Air 3S at a traditional American retailer might be challenging due to ongoing import restrictions. The US government has placed holds on DJI products, including the Air 3S. So it also says holds on products. So not just the Air 3S, but it is basically saying products. And that means this is a product that's a DJI product. I don't have very many of them anymore. I've gotten rid of most of them. I do have my FPV gear, but how about those goggles coming out? That's being leaked right now. How about that? It says, however, you may still be able to purchase the DJI Air 3S directly from DJI's official website. They often have stock available, and purchasing directly from the manufacturer can sometimes bypass import restrictions. It is recommended to check the DJI official website or contact their customer support. So it looks like, but okay. So I'm assuming that DJI already has Air 3Ss in the United States in stock in a warehouse somewhere. So that's probably the way you're going to have to get it. And that's probably the way. I don't think I did not get my Neo that way because I think there was a issue of Malaysia. Um, but maybe there is, some bypass. Maybe stuff coming from Malaysia into the United States faces a different import, restriction than stuff coming directly from China. Well, we even see the goggles. Yeah, exactly. For you guys that don't already know this, here's the great, wonderful news here that I've been looking at all morning. And there we go. There's our, let's see, there's our goggle image today. Here's here, DJI. I'm just going to put DJI news. Um, and our leaks for DJI. Let's see. Oh boy, this is, let's see. I just want to see if I got the image. There, right there. Okay, so there's our goggle right there, the N3. I'm not gonna talk about the N3 right now. I don't think right now that's really not my purpose today. So I can hold out until later in the week. Maybe next week when we do our Tuesday stream, we'll talk about the N3. That's what we've got so far. By then, we'll probably have more images. So there's a lot of things about this goggle right here that may or may not be really good. I think many people really like a single optic, just a single screen. That made things a little bit easier. I was able to s- fly pretty good with those, and I can't remember though. It's been so long since I um used those, and I can't remember if I wore glasses inside of them or not. I can't. All I remember is when we started to get by you know binocular optics. It was um much clearer, but the problem is you had the vignetting and all that stuff going on. But yeah, so what will we be able to get those? Um, Not if exports are, unless they already have built them and they're already sitting in a big giant warehouse, which is really possible. DJI is a company that works in, you know, with great foresight. I mean, they, manufacture things. They predict the use case, and then they just throw out firmware updates. Maybe they'll block those firmware updates. That's another issue. If you can't get an update to your gear, it becomes garbage pretty much. So, uh, yeah, so it's recovery one, just a clear case of using a lesser known law or policy. And it's yeah, we'll just keep it at that. So anyway, we are 36 minutes into this. This was what the stream's purpose was to look at, deal with, identify um, issues with the um, you know, around this US customs holding of Chinese DJI Air 3S drones. So, and I don't want to purchase anything knowing that I'm not going to get it. I'm not sticking my money anywhere. And I did not really I didn't predict this, but there was a little bird that was telling me that this was not a good time. I thought the Neo was something that was going to be really simple, and that wasn't very simple. I think this is a great product. I want one. I would love to fly it. I would love to, you know, um, I if you recall my other Air 3S experience, I've been watching my old Air 3 videos, and let me see if I can find just some of that footage. I actually reposted it going, "Hey, check this out, man. This is freaking something that you should think about. You should it's a game changer. When this came out, it was it was something that we should have investigated as a pilot, especially if you're I mean, I was amazed, to be quite honest, when this came out. Um, and here's some of that. here's some of that footage. I mean, it is prehistoric in what it looks like on screen. It is just amazing stuff. I mean, it's just gorgeous footage. I remember when I replayed some of this footage back, I was just like, oh my gosh, it is just everything is in such wonderful perspective and detail. I don't know if it was the day that I flew. I mean, just fast forwarding through some of the images, I'm just like, the clouds were perfect that day. But this is the 1 over 1.3 camera stuff. This is not, there's different perspectives. I mean, I'm doing all kinds of things. This is a mixture of photograph. Man, Alexa is telling me it's time to get off of my stream. My lights just turned off. Here, let's turn on some. There's some natural light right there. But yeah, she shut off my fill lights. But yeah, just great stuff. I mean, when I went over this area specifically. Let me just fast forward it over to this area right here. It just the imagery just it was blowing my mind. So anyway, it was cool. And yeah, so if you have not watched my scenic range from that here, I'll paste it on here. Um, definitely check out that video if you have not seen it. And if you just want to buy an Air 3 and you don't think you're getting an Air 3S and you're thinking that, oh my gosh, this camera must really suck because, everybody said, oh, it's not perfect, you know. I'm like, dude, this is not perfect, but it is pretty damn good. This is as good as any Mavic footage that I ever have seen in both from both cameras. I don't think I did some parallax stuff at the very end of this flight using this scene right here. See if I can play it a little bit. But you get this parallax effect and just real wonderful control and just beautiful video. So I mean, it doesn't do it justice at all. So, alrighty, guys, I am out of here. I am going to do some stuff today. I got a lot of things to do, and let me see. Alexa, fill lights on. There we go. Look at that. It's like night and day. I can tell Alexa to get my fill lights back on, and I mean, that's how important it is to have good lights in your little studio. Um, but yeah, I've got a bunch of projects going on here. I do have a couple of things I need to do, and with this thing right here, and I'll probably get it put together today. Um, so that's kind of where I'm at on that. So that's about it. Yeah, we're disappointed. I'm really disappointed that I might this might be the beginning of something that sucks because all of these videos coming out right now by by the by product influencers, um, very interesting. Well, we can't, but buyers can't act upon that information. So it's great. We can go look at it, but go watch my Air 3 video. You can actually buy that. Okay. The price has not gone down either. You have to purchase the Air 3 for the same price you purchased the Air 3S right now. It's very much the same price, but that price will not go down because of the fact that you can't get an Air 3S really. So I just let me see. I can show you some overhead. I'm really proud of this video, by the way. This is some great stuff here. All right. Uh-oh. What do we got here going on? What do we got here? That's not what I want. I want that right there. Okay, I got skip that there. There we go. This is some downward. This is some downward footage. I think I used the. Let's see if I used the. I was wondering if I used the zoom. If I used the. I'm taking video. Let's see if I get. I thought I did close-ups. Yeah, right there. So that is the same altitude uh, second camera two. So you go from camera two, you can see the to me you can see the clouds in the water. You can see the reflections of the clouds down there. That's when you know your camera's really doing some great work. And then I think I've do I pop out? I can't remember. This is the same camera, I think. But just a wonderful shot. Very, that was a lot of fun. I love those flights, and I was actually thinking, you know what? I think I need to go. I think I need to go and and shoot that. I need to go and shoot that again, and I can't. So can't do it. I don't have the drone to do it. And I was hoping that in December we would have a Mavic 4, and there is a huge potential for we are before us not having a a Mavic 4 either, and that really bums me out that we're not going to possibly see in the United States at least a Mavic 4. You're going to see one somewhere else, and we're going to be like a lot of countries where we're going to have to go and find something used in another country, pay another 5 grand more, or not 5 grand, another 600 bucks more for it. The shoe's on the other foot, I guess. That's the way we're looking at it. But okay, so I am done for today. I appreciate you guys popping in. Um, if you can help out my channel, I would appreciate it. Thumbs up would be nice at this point. I would just appreciate that. I'm gonna go fly the Neo today. I'm gonna do a little Neo fun and maybe get on the e-bike today. I think that is what needs to happen on a kind of a bummer of a day like today. So there we go. It's my empty studio today, very empty. But we're gonna go out and get busy. All right, man. Take it easy. Have a great weekend. I'm probably not going to be on later this week unless there's other things that come up. I think if this was say there's a like a court action that temporarily stops that. I think that if I do order a DJI product, then mine's going to come from California, not from Florida. So we'll find out. Angel Palmless, thank you for popping in. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Appreciate you coming in. Basically, I usually will do the stream on 4 o'clock on Friday. That's the typical day it's done. But I just, at this point in time in my channel, I just kind of do things when I think I need to at this point. But, if you do not catch my stream, I always record it. So just get on there, just watch it, at your own time on your phone or whatever. All righty, man. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Enjoy. If you have a Neo, go fly it because it's fun. It's a fun little drone to fly. All right. Later. Bye. Thanks.